Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I watched the one with Dear Cincinnati because they're from Tallahassee, which is like 4 hours from us or so, but we know them pretty well. And so I love the whole idea of it. I thought it was super fun. So
Yeah, hell yeah. No, I appreciate that. Like, that's like I was telling James. Like, the whole concept with this is just to have a good chat over some beers and just have a good time. Not take life too seriously.
sounds good. Sounds good.
Also, I know we'll get into everything, but the new songs that you guys did live at that live set, like, they fucking rip. Like, I can't wait for those to be on streaming sites already.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. That's what we're waiting for too.
Cool. Well, to start the episodes, I usually do an opening crack of my beer. Do you guys have any unopened beverages you'd like to participate in the opening crack with?
I got one. James
got a
doesn't
Hydro
drink,
Flask
so
right here.
Hey, no, I respect it. All right, what I'll do is I'll count us down. We'll crack these, and then I'll do the little intro, bring the two of you in, and we'll just have a good time.
sounds good.
All right, cool. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Beers with Bands podcast with your host, Michael Torres. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Beers with Bands. Very stoked on this week's episode. I got another sick Florida band on the show. I'm sitting down with Walking Blue. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. Definitely chilling today.
Hell yeah. It's Wednesday. I think this is a perfect time to start drinking for the weekend. Not heavily, of course, but yeah. For people that might not be aware of Walking Blue, I got to put in the full genre title that you guys kind of use because it's just chaotic, and we'll talk about it later. But pajama pants emo indie flower rock based out of Orlando, Florida. Try saying that 5 times fast. But you guys are putting out some sick stuff over the past couple years. Last release last year, but have some fun stuff on the horizon that I'm really stoked to kind of chat about. Before we kind of go too far, can you kind of say who you are and what you do in Walking Blue?
Yeah, I'm Jimmy. I play guitar, sing, and write most of the songs.
I'm James, and I just play drums over stuff that he writes.
And then we both function as the manager. We do all the back end stuff,
All the
just
business and all that.
Yeah, just the two of us. So.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you go by Jimmy, but it's got to make it kind of easier if you just reply back like James every time, because then no one will know who they're really talking to. Really, two brains into one.
I think there's already enough confusion out there about the who's who in the band.
We kind of look alike. And we kind of do everything together. So
we live together.
Yeah.
I know that we are missing a couple dudes tonight. Who are they and what do they do?
Yeah, so we got our buddy Luca Colicello plays guitar, and Sean Lang plays bass. And we just met them through the local scene and stuff. And so me and James started the band way back, and then they joined in maybe a year or so.
It was last April, I want to say. So,
okay. So almost a year they've been with us. But yeah, they play live with us. Yeah, I know.
It's actually
they
crazy.
play live with us, and they're working on the next album with us.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! So the first two albums for people that are listening, the debut LP, Postcards and Love Letters, and then basically the singles and Greyscale. That was all just you two on that?
No, we had previous members. So the first album was done with another guitarist that we met at school. And then the singles and the EP were done with our last lineup, which are just a different guitarist and bassist. They're still really good friends of ours. Their names are Ethan and Julian, and they play in other bands in the scene and stuff. But they just, at a certain point, me and him kind of wanted to take things a little more serious, and they were more on the hobby side of music, so we were no pressure, and we found the other two guys to fit in, and it works out pretty well.
Yeah. I only ask this, and hopefully it's not diving in too much, but for maybe someone listening that is wanting to kind of ask that same question or kind of think that same mentality with their band going forward, did you find having that conversation or bringing it up kind of difficult of hey, we kind of want to be a little bit more serious with this?
Yeah, I mean, it's all of our member changes have been difficult, regardless of personal issues and stuff, just because Yeah, that is definitely something that's hard to like have a conversation about, and I think a big problem that maybe other people could take kind of advice from or learn something from is like actually having that conversation, you know, like sitting down and really putting it into words. Because for us, it looked more just like me telling the guys to do more stuff. And then at a certain point, they were just like, man, like, what is this? Like, what is this, another job, you know? And again, for me, I'm like, yeah, it is. And for them, they're like, that's not what we're looking for. So it's kind of like being able to like talk to your people and like make sure you guys know what page you're on. And if we're on the same page, if we're not on the same page, like, how can we be, you know?
No, I think the really hard part about it is you sort of have to be willing to almost put the friendship on the line a little bit, because you don't know how they're going to react if you go to them and you say, hey, you're not pulling your weight, you know, either step it up or we're going to move on without you, kind of thing. And it's really like it'll get to that point and you sort of owe it to yourself to you know, make that difficult decision of like, you know, if people don't see it panning out the same way that you do, or like I said, like they're not pulling their weight, you know, you got to kind of address that and deal with it.
Yeah, I know that's such a difficult conversation to have, but like you said, you got to just be willing to take that step and kind of just lay it out there. Otherwise, you know, I know a few different friends that are in bands that are kind of just like, man, this dude's not doing like this, or like he doesn't remember his parts for like this upcoming show. It's just like a whole hassle. So you get into that almost like dad manager mode of like, hey, you should be doing this, but really it's a different conversation that should be had. So that way, like, it's kind of all out in the open. So, you know, obviously everything's been on good terms with your previous members, but, you know, props for having that conversation, because like we're saying, like it's a difficult step to take.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a learning curve, and with these new guys, we're a lot more on the basis of like we don't know like what we want. We don't know what's gonna work. So like let's all just support each other, and that's what they've been 100% supportive. I've given them tasks to do, they've done them. I've taken those tasks away, and they've been okay. You know, like because I'm like a slightly OCD, definitely ADHD. Same with this guy, you know. So like our minds work in a specific way. So like it's just kind of understanding that not everybody's mind works that way, and like using each other's advantages to the band's advantage, you know? So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that deserves a cheers to, you know, a shout out to all the previous and current members of Walking Blue.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I just have so much love for everybody who's put hands on these songs and work into this project. You know, everybody's really supportive. So
Yeah. Now, when we're kind of like looking at these different, I'd say like eras of Walking Blue, especially like going, you know, Postcards into Greyscale, then going into what'll be like the next release. Like, do you feel like we're seeing a slight change in what's going on because you guys are changing musically, or we are also seeing because like of the different members that are influencing and like helping out with those releases?
yeah, I mean, there's definitely like a influence like wave that you can see through our releases and stuff. And yeah, most of that has to do with the people that are in the band at that time. Like yeah, for Postcards it was very like indie rock based, very like, you know, modern baseball-esque, you know. And then for Greyscale, when we brought on the other two guys, like they had a lot more of like not like hardcore sound, but like heavier influences in general. And so they brought a lot of that to us, where they wanted to do really heavy stuff and we wanted to do not quite as heavy stuff, and we met in the middle with that project, you know. And that was also during a time in my life like I had like shaved my head. I was going through it, so like you can feel the anger in those songs a lot more, you know, and that kind of stuff. And so I would say with this next we're working on an album right now with our new folks, and these songs are just a lot more like introspective in a way, you know, like there are a lot more attention to detail in these songs, because I think that this project is mostly like based around just like having as much fun with music as we can, because yeah, it really wasn't until after that Greyscale album came out that we were like having a great time with what we were doing, you know. So yeah, but yeah, there's definitely that wave of influences. You see it be really poppy over to kind of heavy, and I think this next one is sort of in the middle of those two. So
Yeah. No, I always love seeing like the different transitions in bands' lives, because obviously, you know, like I say all the time, like every release is like a chapter in that band's book. And it's cool just to see like where you guys kind of started and like where you guys going now, because like you said, it is kind of like meeting in the middle between these the two original albums. And you know, post in Greyscale, I think is a great EP, and some of these songs that are coming out, I got to rethink my top Walking Blue songs is what I'm getting at. Like there's some heaters on this.
Thank you. We appreciate that. We've been putting in a lot of time on these new songs. A lot of days in the practice room.
Yeah.
And I know we'll kind of jump into those here in a second, but obviously, you know, when we started the episode, we kind of mentioned the genre tag, and I gotta know, like, how are you getting these like 4 random individual words together to kind of create the quote unquote sound you guys are doing?
Yeah, I think did I come up with that?
I think we both came up with like 2 different things, and then we just like we're like, rather than trying to compromise on them, we just put them together. And just
it is funny that that tagline we made that like when we first started, and it's
kind of as a joke, and it just stuck.
Yeah, it's Midwest pajama pant indie emo rock, I think is what we
flowers in there somewhere.
Flower rock. Yeah. So I put that, right, if you want to break it down, we got Midwest, which is obviously the Midwest emo sound, you know, and I mostly put that because we just draw so much influence from that sound. James is from Chicago, so he's technically a Midwest boy. I'm from New Jersey, so just cold, but not Midwest.
Yeah. but then again, Jersey's rooted in like all this great like eras of music and shit that too.
Yeah, lots of emos come out of.
Yeah, I grew up like 30 minutes from where modern baseball was doing their thing, you know. So like, there's a lot of stuff like that where that really does deeply influence us. The pajama pant side of it, I like to explain that as like I said, we just love to have fun and like not take ourselves too serious. Like one of the things that we just like really dislike seeing around the local scene and in music is like people who are pretentious or like just like do it to be cool or whatever. So a big thing of mine is I have these pajama pant like cut off shorts. I wear them a lot, you know, and so it's kind of drawn from that, where it's like, you know, make music, have fun, be an adult, but like don't ever lose like your freedom of what you like to do and being comfortable and all that stuff. Yeah, that's really what the pajama
I used to get on him for wearing those at shows and photo shoots and stuff like that, and eventually I kind of just, you know, I don't know if it was that I gave up or I just came to accept it, but
I wore him down.
He wore me. He got me.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's why we say like pajama pants, kind of like just having a good time with whatever you're doing. You know, go to a show and wear pajamas on stage and have people look at you weird and be like, man, F you, I'm playing a show. You know, that's how we like to act. And, and then I say flower rock. That's kind of like because we really like. When we write songs, we make sure that they sound good to us. We make sure that they're catchy to us, and like we think other people would like them. You know, we don't just write for ourselves. And I think the flower part of it is kind of keeping that sweet edge that really keeps people enjoying the music. So
and I think also it kind of speaks to like, I'd say that we make kind of like pretty sounding music. There's some pretty parts of our music, and it's sort of like kind of reminiscent of like the, you know, how flowers are pretty and they're different and, you know, special and stuff like that. So and you know, he's very like he would always wear these like kind of floral patterns and stuff like that, and he'd always like you know, with our friends, he'd always like pick us flowers and then like give them to us and stuff like that. 'Cause he's just he's Jimmy the Florist. He likes flowers.
I do solo songs by myself too, and my name is Jimmy the Florist, like under that solo stuff. So yeah, maybe none of it means anything, and I'm just forcing the things that I like into the band.
Hey, that's totally fine too.
I don't know, but but I love pajamas, I love flowers, and I think our music sounds like that. So
you see some bands kind of do like gym shorts. Maybe one day we'll get to see like a Walking Blue pajama pant short like line of attire.
That would be pretty good. Yeah,
it'd be pretty cool.
But I mean, we also see the flowers pop up, you know, Flowers for All Seasons, the single, and then I feel like there's a couple other songs that I'm missing that also kind of reference flowers in there.
Yeah, that song's like a sequel to Flowers for No Reason from the album. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. So yeah, but yeah, everyone listening, definitely. There's like, you guys have a good backlog of stuff to go listen to. You know, for, like we said, Postcards and Love Letters come out in 2023, couple singles in 2024, and then obviously sophomore EP in Greyscale, which is all sick. And then you know, I'd be remiss without bringing up the homies over at Leave It at That Records. So you guys did a little couple tape runs with them. You know, how was it working with those dudes?
They're super cool. Where's the cassette? I thought we had one out here.
Oh, I see
Just
it.
clean the apartment, but I love Leave It at That. We've I think they just reached out. Here's the cassette. This is from Postcards, and they got like the whole like inside of it done and stuff. It was so cool.
Yeah.
But I think they just reached out to us one day, and
They did,
yeah, and I was like, this sounds really sick, and they were so supportive for us. And when we put out in Greyscale, like they jumped on it. They were like, let's get some physicals out. So it's very, I love those guys.
Yeah, they're good.
You're connected with them like through
Just like mutuals through like Twitter and stuff like that. I have probably with you guys included, probably 80% of everything that they've released so far.
Okay.
But yeah, tapes are one of those cool things. You know, as just wanting to get something to kind of support a band. I still need to get a tape player. I have all these tapes. Can't listen to them physically. But like they had good decor, not to sound like I can't think of the right word, but not to sound like a hipster of just like, oh, I'm going to get tapes just to layer out my house. But like everyone that they're working with is like super sick, and you guys included. You know, it's nice to have like those little labels that'll just do tape runs, because they're super quick and easy to do. Something nice for something to pick up if there's, you know, not the right shirt that they want on the merch table or something like that. It just works out perfect.
Yeah, people buy them at shows all the time. It's like, I'm, to be honest, surprised that we've had them as long as we've had them. With like, you know, we sell at least a couple every show.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people say that what you just said, and I do the same thing. I don't have a place to play tapes, but I have maybe 10 local band tapes in my room just because I love the way they look. I love the physical, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, man. You know, it's a piece of artwork, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And it doesn't cost as much as a vinyl and things like that. But yeah, I mean, Leave It at That was so cool to us. They did those runs like on their own like money and sold them, and you know, recouped their money and stuff, but they gave us like 40 to just sell at shows. Like that's invaluable to a local band, you know.
Especially at that point, they were like the first ones to like reach out to us about like anything, you know, like whether it was like merch or physicals or anything like that. Like they were the first ones that were there, like, hey, like, you know, we see you guys, and it's so random because like we're this random Florida band and they're up in like Chicago, you know, they're kind of around where I live actually, and it's like how'd you even find us? You know, like
I forgot about that. It was very early on, like you could say maybe nowadays if somebody reached out, like, because we've been online and we did Warped Tour and those types of things, but they saw like they like the music and they reached to us for that, and so that means a lot to me, and they'll always have a very special place in my heart.
Yeah, no, that's sick. It's always crazy, like, you know, obviously they do it. The homies over at We're Trying Records, they do the Sad Jams playlist every Sunday, and like it's just crazy how like these dudes and everyone is like finding someone so random. Like obviously like leaving it at that, like hit up you guys, but like I'll listen to the Sad Jazz playlist and I'll be like, how are you finding like this one random band in the multitude of this music scene that we have in the world right now? Like to pinpoint someone is just so wild.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a crazy part of music in general, you know? Like there's some bands that I've been listening to since I was 10, and they're just like, they don't exist anymore. They were around for a year in Kentucky and now they're gone, you know? So like there's a lot of stuff like that. And, yeah, much respect to the people who are tapped in and can do that type of stuff.
And then like, I mean, even you guys in Florida, like we kind of mentioned, Dear Cincinnati is about, you know, 4 hours away, but like it's nice to see like Florida coming back on this map. I know obviously you guys aren't originally from Florida, but now you guys are now representing Florida on like the best way. Because like growing up, there was like some good emo bands from Florida, and then I felt like, you know, obviously we all know A Day to Remember, so like they don't really fall into this category. But like after a while, you didn't really hear about like certain bands coming out of Florida, and I feel like in the last couple of years we've really found like this good pocket of stuff that's going on down there in you guys' scene.
Shout out Limp Bizkit from Jacksonville.
Oh shit! Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I'm pretty sure it's Limp Bizkit I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
They're from like Cali or something.
No, I think they're from Florida.
Yeah.
Fred
Yeah,
Durst is
yeah.
a Florida man.
Yeah, that's that. Okay, that adds
Yeah,
up.
that checks out.
Shit, that adds up. But yeah, no, I mean, I see what you're saying, and yeah, like, there's like another thing to be said about how like people don't like to tour here because it's like way out of the way. You know, if you want to come to Orlando, you're taking 8 hours out of your general trip. You know, and it makes sense and stuff. So like Florida in general does get overlooked a lot. But like this music scene in Orlando specifically, like Tampa really strong, Gainesville, Tally, all really strong. But Orlando has so much talent. There's these bands like that are like 17-year-old kids, and they're making sound that like I'll never make in my life, you know. And I've just found such a concentration of talent here that I'm like it's only a matter of time before somebody either makes it out of here or somebody big like realizes what's going on here, and people start getting involved. So it's a very exciting time to be in Florida.
Yeah.
Now, the scene that you guys kind of have there, is it pretty well like mixed? Like, if you guys are going to go do a show, are you guys just playing like strictly emo shows because there's that like a good abundance of like emo, or is it kind of mixed bills, a little bit of pop punk, a little bit of hardcore?
I mean, yeah, there's everything. We've played mixed bill. We've played with like screamo metal bands and stuff like that, and then we've also played with like, you know, total indie rock people.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the bands that we play with, I think we sound like, you know.
Yeah.
I think there is a little bit of a lack of emo, I guess.
Yeah.
Like indie rock.
Well,
would,
in
would
comparison
prevail.
to like there's a big hardcore scene here right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty much we're not really a part of that. Like, you know, we have homies that are in hardcore bands, but as far as like playing shows together, like you won't really see a hardcore band on like a lineup with like a, you know, more indie band.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
that is something that's popped up in the last like 2 years. The hardcore has absolutely exploded.
Yeah.
And yeah, usually there's like shows like our shows that are more push pit type shows, and then there's hardcore shows where there's a giant circle and they're,
You
know,
see the videos from
and-
afterward, and people are throwing like garbage cans
yeah,
at each
yeah,
other.
yeah. And I'll be
chairs.
honest, I love that crap. Like I love to go, I love to be there, but that is not at all like how we function as a band. You know,
Yeah.
we like a safe space, you know, where everybody's having fun.
Yeah.
And so
You don't gotta like look over your shoulder,
Yeah.
and make sure that, you know, some dude is not coming at you.
a ladder in the air or something like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that, I would say the only real separation we see is that like super heavy, super hard, like almost scary music separates from almost the rest of music. So, but yeah, we play with a lot of different people. There's a new band called the Stoudmeyers that just played on the radio with me, and they're like indie rock rap. So it's like a brand new sound that I've never heard, and I just love when that stuff pops up.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's always sick when like you have something in your scene that kind of just is super unique to kind of everyone else that you don't really hear about too often. Like, I like, you know, I got to give a shout out to the one dude. He goes by Count Spookula. This is the dude that he fits on like literally any show, but Halloween is his time to shine. You'll have to look
Fully
him up.
booked
Like,
around October. Yeah.
yeah, like you have to look him up. He wears a pumpkin mask and he dresses up like a vampire and everything. Like, dude is just killer in what he's doing, and just that one niche of like no one else is doing this shit, and it's sick.
Halloween's very celebrated around here. Like there's like around pretty much all of October, maybe even late September, you'll get these Halloween shows where like the band will dress up, or it'll be like a costume thing where it's like costume required or whatever. And like last Halloween, we were all, there's a picture of it somewhere. We were all regular show characters. It's like I was like Muscle Man, he was you were Mordecai,
yeah.
and then Sean was Rigby, Luca was Pops. Yeah. That was a fun time. And there is holiday festivities in the local scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Halloween's a big time for us too.
Since you kind of mentioned earlier, I feel like it's a sideways transition, which will work perfectly into. Obviously, you guys got to play Warped Tour this past year, which is, especially nowadays, very, very special and limited. Not as many people can say it in this like new era of music that we get to play Warped Tour compared to when they were doing every stop. Obviously, you guys won the Battle of the Bands, but like, kind of tell me about that process, because like when I think about when Warped Tour was still fully running like normal, like this whole Battle of the Bands thing gives me like Vietnam flashbacks of just the amount of people that would be in my DMs of like, hey man, can you go vote for my band? Hey man, can you go vote for my band? So like, how is it now compared to then?
I mean, I guess it would. I would just have to say it feels a lot more. Because they have this company Insomniac behind them now. They do a bunch of major festivals, stuff like that. So I guess it feels like it's happening on a bigger scale. And I think they went because it was like the big reunion of Warped last year, and it was like what was it, 25 years or 30 years or something. I think it was 30.
I think it's maybe 30.
I think it was 30 years of Warped Tour, and so it felt like they went really hard on like. This is a big thing that's happening, Warped Tour, and that, also by proxy went really hard on like the Battle of the Bands contest, and they left the submissions open for like 2 months or something like that, and I think we got ours in there like towards the end. I think.
Yeah, I will say it doesn't just feel different; it is completely different.
Yeah.
It's not at all what it used to be. Like it used to be like super sketchy. They're setting up these stages, things like that. Now it's like a actual music festival that's like, I mean, it was unbelievable. The tech that they had, the size of like the size of what everything was insane. And like I went to the last like around the country Warped Tour. It was in 2018, and I was just a little guy. I was like 13, and my sister told me to go because she loved that stuff. So I went, and that's what I was really expecting when this came back, And again, like I'm not to say that like the old Warped Tour was like nothing happening. There was giant crowds, there was giant stuff, but the size of like the stage that we got on was just unbelievable. Like it was crazy, and just like getting caught off guard by that was the main thing for me, because I was expecting to play a local band size stage, and I mean, like in the contest it says main stage, but what I'm picturing a little stage with maybe 30 people out there, like not 10,000. Like
and that's
crazy.
Another thing I was gonna add too is like we were like, all right, we're playing first. Like there's gonna be like a couple hundred people there. Everybody's gonna be walking around, whatever, going to all the merch tables. No, it was like like probably around. I mean, by the time we had finished our set, probably 10,000 people or like more than that or something were like walking around the actual festival. And it was like, we in the kind of hour or so leading up to like them, cutting like the little rope to like let everybody in. It was just like this sea of people that was just like growing and growing, and there's this huge crowd out there. And we were on stage when they cut it, and everybody ran up to the stages, and we were like, where are all these people coming from? Like, why is this happening? Like, that was super unexpected. We were not at all expecting that.
Yeah. Like I thought we were prepared, and like we weren't. Like we were
mentally prepared. That is.
Yeah.
We were
physically
the hell
prepared.
Out of that
Like we were prepped as I've ever been prepped for anything, but I was not ready for what was coming towards us, and it was definitely like that experience like made me just so hungry for music, It's like, damn, if I can ever experience anything like that again, like I'll sell my soul. I'll do this, And
I remember too, it's like when we got the news that like we were doing it, it was at a really kind of crucial point in time for the band. Like we were in our, well, last year was our junior year of college, and we were sort of really starting to like kind of weigh our options of like, are we going back home after college? Are we gonna, kind of, dissolve the band? Are we gonna stay here? Live here, try to make something of it. And we really weren't sure, but honestly, I think we were kind of leaning towards like, we'll have a good last year of the band. We'll, go out strong, whatever. And then we get this offer for Warped Tour, and it's like, it suddenly clicks that it's like, this could really be something big, like we could really do something with this, and we definitely can't justify just giving it up. So
yeah.
And yeah, another level to that was we got that offer maybe a month after getting the new members in the band.
Yeah.
So that was
They
like,
walked
again,
into
it's like welcome to the band. Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Are we
right.
good? Are we all
Yeah.
like, what are we doing? It was insane. Like it was crazy because we weren't like, it hasn't been like we've been touring for years together and we're all super close, and then now we're doing a big thing finally. It's like we're just getting used to this feel, and I don't know, it really solidified stuff for us. We had just so much confidence in the other boys, and like.
And I remember too with our two other guys, it's like, they had just left the band, and so like we had basically 24 hours from when we found out we were playing it to when it was like publicly announced. Mm-hmm. And so we gave each of our former guys a call, and we were just like, hey, like, just so you hear it from us first or whatever, like, you're gonna see tomorrow that like we're playing the main stage at Warped Tour, like, hope there's no hard feelings, but like we just wanted you to like hear it from us before you heard it online or whatever. So
yeah, and those two were in the crowd losing their minds.
We guest listed them.
Yeah. Oh hell awesome.
Yeah.
For people that obviously weren't there or in Florida to see you guys, thankfully you guys have a good recording of it up on your guys' YouTube, which was fun to watch. Like I was just like you guys. And again, with how this might come out, this is not a dig, but I was also very surprised at the crowd that was in front of you by the end of that video. Like it was insane. Because I remember back in the day, I had some friends play Warped Tour, and I think they said that. Yeah, they were like on a small stage, but like almost towards the beginning of like the gates. So people were walking in, but then maybe like 30 people would stay, like watch them. But really everyone else is just going to the big stages. And it's awesome that you guys were not put in that same situation of just like, oh yeah, this is the local band, fuck them, whatever. But you guys got to play that stage was fucking huge for one. And then just the amount of people that trickled up because they're waiting for the next band rather than just walking by to get ready.
Yeah, and so that was the left foot stage, and then there was the right foot stage. They were the two main stages, and so it was like one band plays, and then immediately the band on the other stage starts. So like the main played like after we stopped, a minute goes by, and then the main's playing. So it was completely packed on that side, but we had like Slaughter to Prevail was coming on in like an hour, so everybody was pushed up, and it was just awesome because like a lot of people, of course. People are like, who the hell are these guys? But that for us, like, that's awesome because they're like, who the hell are these guys? Oh, what's going on here? Who are these dudes? And that really like did great things for us that we were unknown.
There's probably still people out there that are like, how the hell did those guys get on that stage?
Because I went on TikTok.
We had zero production value, like nothing aside from the animated screen design we had going on behind us. Like there just there wasn't much there besides the music.
Like
tell them about your pedal board that you were using.
Oh yeah. I run what I run at every show is a tuner pedal into the amp and then into my guitar. Like no pedals, I don't do that. And so like it was just this giant stage that's built for like pyrotechnics and all that type of stuff, giant sets or whatever, and it's just like little old me and my little old tuner pedal and James is 30 feet behind me. Like it was crazy. Like we looked like little ants on that
and
stage.
we also we didn't want to like pilot using in-ears at Warped Tour, and that's not something that we've like done before or used like tracks or anything like that. And so we just kind of like raw dogged it a little bit with like in terms of sound, where I had a like thankfully they were able to put a monitor up on the drum riser with me that was like, you can look at the pictures, it's like right next to my head, and so I was able to hear everything. But like without that, I mean, I just wouldn't have been like, we were all like he said, it was literally like, 20 feet from where I was to the front of the stage where he was. And so it's like, without that, I wouldn't have, the sound would have just disappeared into the open air, Yeah.
It was crazy, is what we're trying to say. With all those tangents.
My only gripe with that crowd, in some shots you can kind of see them moving around for this song, but for a few of the shots, they looked dead, which doesn't make any sense. So you guys covered Graduation by Modern Baseball, and I was expecting that crowd to like freak out, but like the one like angle I think that's coming off of you, Jimmy, to like kind of show the crowd, just like the one half was just like standing there. I was like, you're not going to get Modern Baseball on on like a Warped Tour stage anytime soon. Like this is why aren't you freaking out right now?
Yeah, that was a almost like sort of last minute decision where we were like, dang, like if we play this, like the crowd's gonna lose it. They're gonna be like, what the hell?
I think it was literally the week before we played. We were like, we made that last minute decision. We were originally gonna play our song Sophia, but then we subbed that out for the Your Grad cover.
Yeah, and that was my move because I worship those Modern Baseball guys. They're my emo gods or whatever. But yeah, no, like you're saying, like I think for that, like the people who did know what was going on, like it just meant so much to them that like
it was worth it for them.
Yeah, like it was worth it to make however many people in the crowd we made happy with that.
To see that one guy be like, what is like,
because the people that were freaking out were like they were so, like first day of Warped Tour, I'm here in Modern Baseball, like and like like I mean we're not Modern Baseball, but like we can sound like them if we want to,
Right.
So like. But yeah, that was definitely a choice, and yeah, like I never really thought about that, but I did think the crowd was gonna go a little crazier for that. But yeah, it is what it is.
Who cares?
Okay.
But yeah, definitely everyone that's listening, go check that out. Really good set. You get to see them. You guys kind of run circles for the beginning a little bit, as I think, which really shows like how much room was on that stage was wild. Yeah. I know we hinted at it earlier, but there is, you guys did a live recording over at WPRK Flower Hour with all new songs, which is what, we had hinted at, the new album coming up. These songs are sick. Like I said earlier, In Greyscale is probably a solid EP, but I think this next release is, you guys are just challenging yourselves that much more and gonna level up a notch. Yeah. I'm really stoked to kind of hear those songs on streaming sites instead of through that YouTube video.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so excited for this, man. And this is definitely the first time where it's all four of us are putting our full minds into this. Yeah, and like we're standing in that room, like talking directly to each other as we do it. Greyscale was pretty much like I wrote those songs, James wrote his drum part, like Ethan wrote the lead line, Julian wrote the bass line, and it was like step by step. But these are so much more like it's such an amalgamation of all of our brains.
Yeah.
And I think that all four of us like really think alike. So,
and I think a huge part of it too is the, when we did Postcards, we were like 18, 19 around there. Like, I think the maturity is such a big aspect of it, where it's like we have so much more experience with like meeting Jimmy. Like I pretty much exclusively listened to like pop punk and like alternative, like kind of grungy stuff, before I met him. But like, he's really, opened my eyes to like, I listen to like Mineral now and stuff like that. Like I don't know if you showed me Mineral specifically, but like, just basically stuff like that. We have so many more years under our belt of like different inspirations, different like, figuring out how we work together, like playing wise, and I think these new ones, I think this is definitely our best work. I think it, without question.
Yeah. Now in that recording, we hear 6 songs. How many more are unreleased that we might not have heard yet?
Outside of those 6, we have, technically there's about 7 more that are like that we're kind of tossing around, but there's like, I mean, Ricky Ray is one of them.
Well, so some of the songs not every song that is, well, obviously not every song that is going to be on the album we played then, but there's other set videos that are out on YouTube from shows that we've played where you actually hear more songs. So like the song that he just mentioned, Ricky Pickett's, that's my personal favorite. I'm most excited for that one. And then there's some other ones like did we play Laundry at WPRK?
Yeah, Laundry's on there. There's Stardust Spin Kick.
Stardust.
There's like right now I would say like 3 finished ones outside of those 6. And then we have about like 5 or 6 other just floating around that we're still narrowing down, because our idea right now is to get like 15 songs that we're happy with and then chop it down to the 11 best, like, and go with that. So but yeah, there's definitely more songs in the
and we're also planning not to get into spoilers, but we're also planning for a little like intro bit and everything on this album, so
we're making it personal.
No, yeah, dude, I'm stoked to kind of see what this whole finished product is going to be like, because everything that I'm hearing so far is just, it's got me hyped in the best way possible.
Yeah, I mean, the locals have responded very well to a lot of these songs too. The first one we play on there, Phases of the Moon, is like becoming a local classic now. They're all asking for it, so I'm like, dang, now we got to put this out. Yeah,
I say my 2 favorites so far are probably 17 and then Tyler Nall.
I don't like to pick favorites here, but Tyler gets it lit.
It's a good one.
I think, well, obviously the name comes from Tylenol. How was it like specifically that we were like, we should name a song like Tylenol, and then I think it's just because you say the word Tylenol in it, right?
We do this weird thing. We have like for Mike Stand, we call it like Michael J Stand. Like you make it like a whole thing. Yeah.
Make it or like if if there's like a tension rod on the drums or whatever, would be like tension B rod or something. Like we make everything into like some
a
stupid
government name.
Like,
So we were saying Tylenol, and I was like, I don't really want to name this song like Tylenol. Like it's kind of whack.
I also don't want to get sued by like Johnson & Johnson or something.
But somewhere in our manic joking conversations, we came up with Tyler Nall, like because it just sounds like a dude's name. But yeah, hopefully people pick that. Did you pick that up?
I didn't pick it up until I was saying it back to you guys just now, and I was reading it, and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't notice that.
Maybe it's better like that then. If people like listen to it and then find out down the road, they're like, oh, those guys really are idiots.
I feel like there was a song lately that I've listened to like multiple times, and I finally like looked at the song title and something, and it clicked of like, oh, I'm an idiot. Like I haven't realized the inside joke this entire time.
Yeah. I do that with lyrics where it's like I'll hear a lyric wrong for like 5 years, and then just one day randomly I'll like listen to it on like headphones with like noise canceling. I'll be like, what did he just say? It's like I had it wrong the whole time.
Yeah. He did that with some of our songs. He thought I was actually I changed
and you
some of them.
Changed them because I inadvertently wrote Walking Blue lines.
Yeah,
there's Perfect Storm.
Yeah, Perfect Storm is one of the songs on the first album. And I say so dance in the mosh pit, like so dance in the mosh pit, and he always thought I was saying slow dance in the mosh pit. And I was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. And I was like, wait, like that might be better. Like slow dancing in a mosh pit sounds better than just like so dance doesn't mean anything. So
I thought there's some other ones.
There's a couple other where like he's like, I thought you were saying this, and I was like, oh yeah,
like, actually, I totally was.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Oh man, it's always funny when like those moments happen. Like one I keep bringing up, and I don't mean to keep bringing up this one every time, but like my friends when they were in a band, they had one of the lines was talking about like getting better, but the way he sung it live, it always sounded like getting butter. So it was from then on out, it was always just the butter song.
The butter
song. Butter song. That's funny. Yeah, it happens in emo a lot because like
Catalina fight song.
Oh yeah, that's by Joyce Manor. Like,
oh yeah.
Sunken City by the Ocean, and then there's
Suck a Titty.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's the online version.
Yeah, don't worry,
Yeah.
I got you guys. I'll say it. That one's always a good one. And then I feel like half the things that like Tades says from Hot Mulligan kind of get misinterpreted.
Definitely.
But yeah, the Sunken City by the Ocean is I feel like the most iconic one of just misheard lyric. And it just comes in so strong on that song, like you just can't help it.
It's anybody ocean. Did we used to cover that over there? I don't know if we ever
Maybe
did.
we did it like once with the
Yeah,
Cajon
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
But,
Love Joyce Manor.
Yeah, funny enough, like I think sometime before we sat down, I was like scrolling through TikTok and like a Joyce Manor edit came up and it was literally that song. So it's kind of full circle today. Love that. But as we kind of wind down, I know we've chatted a lot about a few different things regarding the new releases, upcoming releases, and all that fun stuff. But is there anything that I might have missed between, we'll say, like in Greyscale, the upcoming release, or Walking Blue in general, that you kind of want the people to know about?
Yeah, so we're planning on getting on the road very soon. Me and him are graduating college this semester. So we have plans for this summer and this fall to be in other places of the country. So, if anybody out there is listening from the Northeast or the East Coast, we might be over there soon. So, yeah, definitely watch out for our tour posts and things like that.
yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I'm happy for you guys. Like, the one thing that I miss from being on the road is not even the shows, but just like the time in the van, hanging with the homies and like getting to meet all the other bands when you're out on the road. Like, there's people that I'm still connected with. Granted, we don't check in as much now, but like in Colorado and like Virginia, that like I know if I were to hit them up, and be like, "Hey, I'm coming through. I'll be there tomorrow." That like you probably have a place to stay already, good food to eat or whatever like that. Like those are connections that like are super solid. So hopefully it all goes well.
Yeah, thank you. It's what we're hoping for.
And then obviously, this is Beers with Bands. You don't have to be drinking on these episodes because I'll definitely do that for you. But I know the two of you had some fine beverages in front of you on this Wednesday night. What are you all drinking tonight?
I have a Natural Light, my favorite beer, I guess. I'm not a big drinker, but I like my beers that taste close to water. So.
And I don't drink, so I have my little trusty hydro flask full of fridge tap water with me.
Sorry if that's the most boring answer you've ever gotten to that.
Got a guy with like Hennessy or something.
Yeah, or like real beer and stuff.
Yeah.
What I got, but
No, you're fine, dude. I'm drinking Hams, which
it's
is
basically the same thing.
yeah. So I'm also a shitty beer connoisseur, and it's great because like it tastes like water. So we're like on the same page as James. We're like we're all just drinking water tonight.
PBR is
hydrated.
another favorite of yours, right?
Yes, PBR, we and the Midwest emo vibe of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you play it anywhere like Divey and you listen to emo or play emo, like your main go-to beers are usually PBR, Hams, Miller High Life, or Natty Light.
Yeah. I never understood that till I turned 21 and realized that PBRs are $1. And then I was like, oh, that's why they all fucking drink them.
The best was like I would go and like I'm from a small town in Iowa, and I would go to the bar and I'm sitting there drink like just old people in town, small town are there, and I'd order a PBR and I have all the old guys looking at me like, what the hell are you drinking a PBR for? And it's like it's cheaper than whatever the fuck you're drinking and it tastes okay. Like leave me alone, man.
Yeah, I'm happy. Like, are you happy? Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I kind of figured they just wanted the PBR and they were just too chicken shit to like ask for one. It's like it's okay, man. It's a safe spot.
That's how you really get to them. You just start going like, if you want some, like just ask.
You could have this
You
one.
don't gotta be all like squirrely about it.
Man. But speaking of runs and tours before we got into the drink segment, I know you guys have been on a few runs, and I know you guys are doing one here in a couple weeks at the time it's recording. How have they gone so far? Have you guys had any like shitty like oh shit moments
I got a nail in my tire in Tallahassee last time because we did like a little weekender in August, late August. And yeah, I like basically I had to wake up super early the night after we played in Tallahassee and like drive out to this auto place. But I mean, thankfully I had a good experience there.
Yeah.
It was done within like 20 minutes or whatever, but that was kind of stressful.
The only runs that we've done so far have been like either 3 or 4 days, so like not like, and mostly just in Florida, so we're close to home and stuff. Yeah, you have to circle back with us when we head up north because we want to do stuff like completely DIY and really get that experience so that like when hopefully if somebody wants to take us on as a support act on a tour or anything like that, like we're ready, we've done it before type of thing. So but no horror stories just yet. So
that's good. We'll check back in and figure that out later in the future. But is there anything like for these upcoming runs, I guess, then that any spots, possible venues, or like anything you're most like hoping to accomplish? I know it's the first. It will be like the first like out of state run, and I know it's a big deal. But like, what are you guys like most hyped and ready for on that?
Yeah, so like definitely, I mean, I'm from New Jersey, like I said, and so playing near my hometown is going to be really, really cool for me because like I grew up listening to bands from Philly and New York. Those were like my two sources. And there's a band called Elephant Jake. That's you ever heard of them? Yeah, from New York. And so me and my best friend back home, Kyle, we were like 12 when we found Elephant Jake. We love them, and now we're gonna end up playing a show with them. So like I think that's gonna be the most thing that I'm looking forward to is playing near my hometown in the places that I wanted to be when I was too young to be there, and now we're finally doing it. So yeah, playing near home, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
Yeah. And Philly too. I think Philly should be good.
Yeah, Philly is just like again, like all my favorites come out of Philly. So like just being able to go there and walk the same grounds as those guys, Yeah, we're playing a venue in Philly. I don't know how to say it, but it's called like Ortelblees. I don't know. But I found an old Modern Baseball video there. So I was like, that's all I need to see, man. Like,
sign me up.
These boys stomped on these grounds. I'll be there too. So yeah, very excited.
No, yeah, that should all be super sick. Like we only drove through Philly. We never were ever able to like find a show in Philly, but like Philly, even now today on my like bucket list is still a place that I need to get to and like go experience a show. Because between Philly and like that South Jersey area, there's so much shit that has come out of that area. Like whatever's in the water might be radioactive, but like it's good in some aspects because we're getting so many sick bands out of that specific like tri-state area, where it's just like I need to go and like just make a run to sanctuary. I can't think of the right word, but like a sanctuary spot of just like visiting it and just being there.
Yeah, definitely. It's a emo hub for sure.
Yeah,
right around that part. So, yeah.
Yeah. One of these days, everyone, I'll be there at some point. We'll see when that happens. Life's crazy. But as we kind of wind out, I like to end off these episodes on kind of a high note. Not to say we're not having a good time already, but end them off on send them with some really good memories before we take off. So my final question to the two of you is: from your time in Walking Blue, what has been your favorite moment that you've gotten to experience so far?
Are we disallowing Warped Tour? Okay.
Warped Tour doesn't count. That's separate. Yeah. Honestly, I would say when we recorded our first album when we were just 18 years old, and like the night after it was done and we got our like unmixed things back, we went in the basement with like my whole family. I have a big family, so it was like me, him, our old guitarist, and my whole family, and that really sticks out to me as a very high point in this band. You know,
Yeah.
when we first got our first product back, and we were like, "Ooh, like,
Yeah, because
this is cool."
He had a big. Jimmy's dad has a big PA, and so he played it off the PA, and like it was this like it was almost like a ritual. Like everybody was like in a circle, like dancing, like going crazy. It was like something was gonna be summoned or something like that. That was really fun.
Yeah. So avoiding Warped Tour, that would probably be one of the highlights for us.
Yeah. I think also just being in. It was actually that was in New Jersey, but different time in New Jersey. We played every year for around his birthday. We play at his house. He has this like shack that he built himself in his backyard. It's called the Shanty Shack, and so we play there. And there was just this one night, the night after we played at the Shanty Shack, it was just so much happened that night, and it was like just so much, chaos and stuff like that, and stuff that we probably won't get into, but yeah, there was a lot that happened, and we had this is another detail, we had a lot of hometown friends there. We had Ethan and Julian were still in the band at the time, so they were there. Our friends Aiden, Morgan, our friend Zan, who actually shot our Like Bodies music video, he was there. A couple other people were there, and it was just a really fun time. Definitely one of the best weeks I've had.
Most of our highlights are in New Jersey at my house,
Yeah.
my parents' house.
Yeah.
So those are usually fun times.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah. Like I said, well, hopefully when we go to do another one of these, whether it's, EP3 or LP2 or 4 or wherever you guys are at, we'll get to hear more great stories from you guys' time of music. Like I said, everything that's out so far is killer. I'm really stoked on this next release, and when it finally drops, I know everyone else will be tuning in as well when it finally is ready. So, you guys keep killing it.
Thank you, bro.
Man. Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate it.
If anyone's looking for Walking Blue merch, music, or you guys in general, where can they find it?
Best way is our website, walkingbluefl.com. There's music, merch, videos, our socials. You can pretty much find everything right through our website. So, website, walkingbluefl.com. Instagram, walkingbluefl.
We're posting all the time on Instagram. That's probably, if you're trying to follow us, that's probably the best way to go about that. But yeah, website is pretty much just kind of a hub for everything. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, depending on where you found this episode, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, or you watched the YouTube version, you guys see both of their lovely faces like I did tonight. Make sure you check the hyperlinks down below and go follow Walking Blue on all the socials. Be ready for new music, new merch, those upcoming tour dates, and just everything else that they have up their sleeves. One last big thank you to James and Jimmy for taking the time out of your Wednesday to sit down with me and talk about your band.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for having
Thanks
us
for
on.
having
man.
us.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. We'll do it again sometime, and maybe one of those tours will lead you guys' way up to Minneapolis, and we'll have a couple beers in person or something.
Sounds good.
Hopefully.
Or maybe we'll have a terrible experience and then we can talk about it. So,
There we go.
Yeah.
sounds good.
Also, we appreciate you doing your research. Thanks for
Yeah,
doing
it's
that.
really cool.
It's fun to. It's super fun to talk about stuff when everybody knows the stuff that's being talked about.
No, I would feel like I would be doing very shitty at this if I just brought you on and was like, "Who are you guys?" So I appreciate that.
We got Johnny and what's his name over there? Johnny and Gilbert over here.
But yeah, everyone, make sure you follow Walking Blue, and I'll catch everyone on the next episode.
Peace.
See ya.
See ya.
Beers with Bears.